I have to quiet that urge and instead ask questions. What? Not only ask questions, okay? What is it you are trying to say to me? Then, after they say what they say, I need to then clarify, did I hear you correctly? Whoa.
Welcome to Aloha Speaks, home of Malama Aloha Pono with Alexander Noman.
Aloha. Alex here. I just thought of a thing I used to say to my partner 40 years ago. A business we had, when I'd get upset at him, I'd say, "You don't understand the levity of the situation." And he'd look at me all, because I meant to say the gravity of the situation. But there is some serious levity coming into play right off the bat, because I went to hit the record button and everything went blank. Last time this happened, I ended up having to get a new camera. And it's the reason I'm needing some levity is because the topic is it's to be understood. But the parentheses is the need or want to be understood. And underneath it, sometimes I sneak a word in red underneath. And this time, the word in red is denial. It's ever present underneath, but I won't admit it. In like what I'll admit, because it's known in recovery, and it's more important to understand. I mean, everybody knows that. It's even in this prayer that is known. It's better to understand than be understood, and it's a high-minded thing, and so it's all intellectually like that. But what's really going on when it comes out of denial? I have to be honest with myself. So, to be understood. So there's a want to be understood. I'm going to be honest about that. But that's my number one note. But my number two, it happens in a variety of circumstances. The camera. Would I ever admit that I want to be understood by my camera? Damn it! You're not understanding me. I would never. That's ridiculous. And still, that's what's happening. Don't you understand? I need to make this video. I'm like, what just happened? Going black on me. Well, I didn't hit the record button. I somehow hit the on-off button and turned the camera off, thinking I hit the record button. I mean, talk about levity. Hence, where this is going to, because there is a need to understand, of course. It's not a question of need or want at that point. I have the need to understand. Okay, no question. What happens in the course of me living. I'm sitting with somebody. I could be at the store, and there could be something happen, and a confusion occur, and all of a sudden, I need to be understood. Am I being heard? Can I get my point across? It's important. It's like this is what needs to happen. And originally I said, I'm sitting with somebody and there's a discussion going on, and all of a sudden there's a miscommunication. The important thing is I need to be understood. If there's some misunderstanding going on, the important thing is that I be the one that's understood. Till today, that's what happens. What does it look like the other way around? Whole different story. I have to quiet that urge and instead ask questions. What? So it's not only ask questions, okay? So what is it you are trying to say to me? Then, after they say what they say, on top of that, I need to then clarify, did I hear you correctly? Whoa. Because they could so easily say, well, you got half of it right, but the other half, no. This is what I actually said. Oh, now I'm starting to get a whole different world. And what happens behind that, it's not about what's going on in the intellect. On an energy level, there is an intimacy that's happening. There's a trust that's happening. That's not even on a conscious level. It's deeper. That's so beautiful. That's between. But what's really even deeper is there's a trust that's happening in me. There's a intimacy that's happening in me. So the propensity is to stay in the intellect and say, okay, I need to understand intellectually. It's okay. I go there. And usually where I go, especially when I'm alone, is to the 4 questions that are in the assessment. It's in other platforms as well, but the 3rd segment of Malama Aloha Pono, where am I being selfish? Where am I being dishonest? Where am I prideful? Or it's self-seeking, which is the pride. And the 4th, frightened. Where's the fear? Those 4 questions so that I can get to that 5th question, where am I to blame for I call it, awry, for things going awry in me, the disturbance. Clearing the way, though, to get to the feeling. Feeling is not intellectual. It's real. And that's I have the two words important versus matters. Sometimes I use the word important, but it's really what matters. The thing that matters to me is what am I feeling? And when I can clear everything out of the way and have that understanding in my being, not between the ears, in my being, all, not gonna be, all is well. Aloha.